Hi, how's everybody doing? My name is Jose Hernandez.
I'm Cadena.
And then I'm Vanessa Lozada.
And I'm Rivera.
And our research critique was on altering nutrition behavior during COVID-19 pandemic lockdowns in young adults.
All right, so a little bit of introduction about the article is within the COVID-19 lockdown, eating habits were strongly influenced by cultural and social aspects, such as being surrounded by friends and family, and impacted stressful situations such as eating habits, high risk of health conditions, and developing various diseases, which cause an upscale risk of obesity. The main purpose of the study was to measure the effects of nutrition behavior during the COVID-19 pandemic lockdown in young adults during the mandatory COVID-19 lockdown. One's daily life.
In the methods section of the article, we enrolled 1,964 voluntary participants from Bavarian universities, where the participants were asked to complete an online questionnaire that shows how much and what type of foods the participants ate before and during the COVID-19 pandemic lockdown. The first thing that was noticed was a change in food portions, and second was the change in food compositions, which is a change in what foods we're eating during the pandemic, which can impact nutrition, health promotion, disease prevention, and food production.
All right, so for the results, we found that overall the food amount increased in 31.2% of the participants and actually decreased in 16.8%. One multi-nominal regression model went to show that an increase in food consumed was actually less likely in the male population of this study. But on the flip side, it led to an increase in BMI, an increase in sports activities, an increase in augmented mental stress, and an alteration in alcohol consumption. The increase in food intake was mainly seen by the consumption of bread. Home-cooked meals were the most reported. Going out to eat at restaurants and cafeterias saw a significant drop. Ready-made food was consumed by 353 of the participants before the lockdown and 315 during the lockdown. The reason for the decrease in the ready-made food consumption was because of an increase in the sports activities. And 52% of the participants stated they did not alter their food consumption. A third of the participants did state that they increased their food consumption, and 328 of the participants said they actually started eating less during the lockdown than they did before the lockdown.
So in conclusion, COVID-19 has affected many people in the past and is still affecting people to this day. The study of the 1,000+ German students is only part of the world that was affected by the lockdown. A rise in alcohol, food consumption occurred, and all that's going on. The exercise decreased in many individuals. Based on the article, we can agree that the conclusion is altered behaviors of many young adults with nutrition and health, not just in Germany, but around the world as well. For us four, we pretty much agreed that COVID-19 affected us big time when it came to food consumptions. Like for myself, I was gaming a lot, eating bad food, having bad habits, and my alcohol consumption did rise.
Yeah, I feel like I could also speak to that. Although I did find times to exercise in my local parks during the pandemic, I did notice my eating habits did change significantly during the pandemic.
Yeah, I personally agree with them as well. For me personally, I think my stressful situation was that I couldn't be surrounded by friends or family.
And for me, I found it hard to get any workouts in with the gyms being closed and whatnot. So I found myself eating more because of that, for that reason.
All right, so part of the critique about this article that we did is that mainly the article was mostly self-reported. Also, we really believe that participants were also reporting themselves.
Many people like to report their weight a little bit lower or higher depending on how they actually feel about themselves, which can be a cause for concern for the accuracy on this report. And also 71.5% of the participants were actually females. So we didn't know if this can actually pertain to the male audience.
There also wasn't enough data to show that these findings could actually relate to the male population as a whole, just more towards the females. And more trials with different people and different countries would help solidify the conclusion.
And we would like to thank you guys for hearing out our research critique on altering nutrition behavior during the COVID-19 pandemic.